What's going on? Oh, we about to make this a regular thing now. I got a new. Hey, I'm finding out more and more every day, and I got so much stuff to talk about. And today, somebody hit a chord with me, brought up a conversation that was very interesting, and it's about how relationship is viewed. And I'm telling y'all, people, we viewing relationships all wrong, all wrong. See, most people have this belief that you can control the other person that you with, that you have say so in whether they're with you today or tomorrow or not. And what I'm saying is that is what has us thinking all wrong about relationships. Stop viewing the person who's next to you as you have control over whether they're with you or not, because you don't. See, a woman will tell a man that I don't want you talking to other women, and men will tell women I don't want you talking to other men. And it's like, you're telling her that because you're scared that another man is going to be able to come in and take your place. It's an insecurity in us to feel like we feel like we running stuff as men, like, oh yeah, we the man, we the man, we the man. But we scared to be put to the test. That's why a lot of people don't like competition in life. You know, people always think they competing with somebody and you're not even competing with them. In order to compete, both people have to step up to the line. And what it is you have a head start over every guy who approaches your woman. You got a head start. You've been able to show her what you were every single day. You won her over. And women, you're trying to control your man. But it's like who your man was the day you met him is who you fell for him as. And now you don't want him to walk around and be that person no more because you're scared somebody else is gonna get him. Somebody else gonna take him. That's just you being insecure in yourself. But how I look at it, how I put it is, every day I wake up, I choose my wife. And that's why I wake up next to her. She can't force me to want to be with her. She can't tell me I can't talk to other women. She can't tell me, well, she can say those things. But if tomorrow I wake up and I feel this ain't where I want to be, then that's where I would be. But she does everything that I need and I want, and who she is who I fell in love with. And that's what keeps us together. It's not she has control of whether or not I speak to somebody. I'm a grown man. I got one mother, and my mother can't even tell me what to do no more. So the fact that you're trying to tell somebody, you're just putting a boundary on you. You're putting a boundary on what is allowed. And so it's not what am I, like, if you can't believe what your man or woman is doing when they walk out the house, then that builds for distrust. And eventually, the person who's setting the rules on what they can stand and what they can't stand, basically, all right, I'm just going to put it simply. When you sit down and have a conversation, you tell the person across from you how something that is done to you makes you feel. You shouldn't be telling the person what they can and can't do. You went out and stayed out till 3 o'clock in the morning, and by doing that, you made me feel like you were out with somebody else. And then that person across from you, if they can sit there and look you in the eye and say, I'm sorry I made you feel that way, but that's not what I was doing. And if you don't trust that person, y'all about to get into an argument at that point. Or if he was out doing something wrong and he's tired of feeling like, oh, I wasn't, if he gets all defensive. But if you could sit there and have that discussion and say, I didn't mean to make you feel that way. I'm glad you know. Like, I'm glad to know that made you feel that way, because as a person who says that they love and respect you, now it's on me to think in my head, I don't want to see my woman hurt like that. So I'm not going to come in at 3 o'clock in the morning no more. But we going to have that discussion. So, sometimes if it's something that I'm doing where I'm going to come in that late, that's what's going to happen. But I'm going to do my best never to do anything to hurt you intentionally. But you can't make a person. You can't force a person. All that's doing is making a person not want to choose you. The reason the other person out in the street wins, people, is because the person that leaves is tired of the nagging. The person that leaves is tired of the abuse and the cheating. And they find somebody out in the streets who just treats them better than you do. And it's because you're not letting the person across from you make the choice. You're trying to force them. And what I'm letting you know, people, is the person that you're with, they love you, and that's why they with you. And the minute they don't care about you anymore is the day that they will leave. And if a person is mistreating you, a person who loves you is not going to mistreat you. And if they continue to mistreat you and their words don't line up, that's when it's the best point for you to leave. So what I'm saying is, and I'm not talking about me and my situation, but I'm in a situation like that. My wife, I've been married for 12 years. We just had our anniversary this past Saturday. And what I'm saying is, I love my wife. I've always loved my wife, but I feel like I like my wife more today than I liked her 12 years ago. But I've always loved her the same. And I know when I walk down the street, it's always going to be somebody who looks better. It's always going to be somebody who got a better physique, a bigger butt. It's always going to be somebody who makes more money. It's always going to be somebody who does everything. But what I'm saying is, I feel every day when I wake up, I ain't going to find nobody who got all of it in one like my wife. And that's why I can have any conversation with any woman. It's only going to go as far as I allow it. And the love that I have for my wife is going to make it so it don't go very far, because I ain't about to allow it. And I don't want my wife hurt. Like, that's when you know when you have somebody who care. And I feel my wife can walk out this house anytime she want, and I don't question it. And most men would look at it and say, that's because you don't really love her. She don't get it. No. I love my wife more because I have a trust for her that I ain't never had for nobody else. And when she walk out that door, I ain't worried about what she doing. And I feel that the trust is because I know my wife cared for me so much. But it's not a dumb care. If I did anything that was to a point where my wife feel like we couldn't return, she ain't coming back. But I can't force her to stay. And it would be foolish of me to try and threaten a woman to make her want to stay. Why would you have to be with somebody you have to threaten? Oh, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. That's dumb. That's dumb. If you want her to stay, you have to work and be the best you, and hope that being the best you makes it so no other man can ever take your woman from you. Only man I feel like is going to be able to take my woman from me is the Lord Jesus himself. That's the only man. And I'm not saying that I'm overconfident. What I'm saying is, if we in a foot race, bruh, I'm doing everything every single day to win my wife over. I ain't worried about you stealing her. I'm worried about if I'm doing what it takes to continue to keep winning her. And that's the difference. That's why it's like, if another man can come in here and steal her away because he got more money, then I had the wrong kind of faith in my wife. And that ain't who I want to be with. But what I'm saying is, I know that ain't what she after, because she's seen men with more money. She works with men that make more money than I do. That ain't what's winning her over. I ain't the best looking dude in the world, even though I think I look damn good. I ain't no fool. But guess what? I look good enough to keep her. I make enough money to keep her. I don't have to make as much money as I do, I believe. I think I still have her. That's why it don't matter what kind of car I drive. I drive a Honda Odyssey, and it don't bother me, because a car ain't never made me who I am. What I'm saying is, everything that I do is what keeps her. It ain't one thing. So one conversation with a man is not going to be enough to steal my wife away. And that's how you have to feel. And if you don't feel that way, then it means you ain't working hard enough to make your marriage work or your relationship work. If you threatened by every dude, I ain't going to say my heart don't sputter. I ain't going to say that. But what I'm saying is, even that motivates me. When I hear her talk about she talked to another dude, and I ain't talking about sexual, I'm just saying we could have that conversation even if it came up. But what I'm saying is, it's like, I need to work harder. Because it ain't no way. I'm gonna, like, every dude that steps up is like, you stepping up behind what I'm doing every single day. And if I feel like what I'm doing ain't good enough, either I need to be working harder or I need to be letting go. My wife shouldn't have to tell me whether or not I can talk to somebody. I'm trying to win her over every day. And I feel like she should be doing the same. And this ain't no fake talk, people. You can talk to anybody who know me. You know how I feel about my family. I'm not a scared person, though, who worries. I worry more about my wife's safety when she's out than I do on whether or not she's going to talk to some other dude. I don't know how my wife feels, but she ain't got to worry about me going nowhere because I know what I got. And I love what I got. And I ain't going to give it up for nobody. And so I work. And so my hands started to shake me, and I've been talking to y'all a little bit too long. What I'm trying to tell y'all is, if you're with somebody who feels like they have to control you, or if you're with somebody you feel like you have to control and they're not making the right decisions whether you're there or not, that's an integrity thing. It's integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody is looking. I feel like my wife is going to do the right thing even when I'm not looking. Therefore, I don't have to look. My wife, I can't speak for her. I feel she feels I have her best interest in heart. And she don't have to check on me and see what I'm doing. But if she want to, she's always welcome to. She don't have to go through my phone in the middle of the night. She can pick my phone up anytime she want, because half the time I don't know where it is anyway. She can look in it and see. And if it's a conversation in there with somebody who she feels is inappropriate, or she feels it bothers her, she's more than welcome to come and speak to me about it. And it's up to me to hear what she's saying and how she feels. And then that's when I decide whether or not I should change my actions. And for my wife, most of the time I do. I choose to change my actions. But it's not because she's telling me or forcing me. It's because I love her to the point where I don't want to see her hurting. And it's my household. I don't want to walk around in an environment where I'm always in it or arguing with somebody. So therefore, I make the adjustments that I feel is necessary. And that's how I've been able to make it through 12 years. And I feel like this is the same kind of work it's going to take to make it through another 20 years, another 50 years. And I hope I get to that. But I know it's going to be bumps and bruises along the way. I'm up for the challenge. Are y'all up for the challenge, or y'all just want to give up? Do you really want to control the person you with, or you want to try and have faith in them that they're going to make the right decision? If you let go of the person and see what they do, it'll be funny. Just like they chose you one time before, they might choose you again. Back off of them a little bit. Give them some room to breathe. Y'all might end up happier. Hey, this your boy Shaw, a.k.a. Shaw the Barber, a.k.a. Skill Hands at Work. That's how I feel about relationships. It's been working for me, and things are getting better. But it's been bumpy the whole road. But I still, like I said, I've always loved her the same, but I like her more today than I've ever liked her since I've known her. Because we learning that this is how we work. This is the best way to maneuver because she's an adult, I'm an adult. I can't tell her what to do, she can't tell me what to do. We starting to understand, let's just live instead of constantly putting rules on each other. And I ain't talking about going out and doing, I've never cheated on my wife. I ain't got to lie about that. I know I'm sitting here talking to y'all through this camera, but what I'm saying is, I'm happy that I'm able to say that. And what I'm more happy about is I'm able to say that and know I'm still just as interested in her. So things have stayed together long enough that we at a point where we're doing better. And I'm saying that was the only change. was we just stop feeling like we got to tell each other what to do. And now we living. And we still got more letting go to do. But like I said, it's been work. It's going to continue to be work. I'm up for the challenge. Don't give up on your relationship so easy. Sit down and have a conversation and find out what's going on. If you got time to sit here and listen to this video, this been 15 minutes and you ain't been able to say a word to me, go sit down with the person that you say you love and you care about and have some open conversation. And if things escalate to get to an argument, back off and come back later. It's too many people giving up and not enough people trying. And I'm telling you, I ain't been the longest, and I love looking at people who've been there longer. But what I'm saying is, I've been here for 12 years, and it's been worth it. And I'm telling you, it could be worth it for you too. Hey, I'm out this boy for real. Love y'all. I'm going to be doing this more often because now I'm finding a new reason. And we'll get to what that reason is, I'm sure, at some point in time. But it ain't right now because right now at the time. But I got to get out of here. Y'all take it easy.